And how are we doing this evening? Welcome to the Anime Matsuri YouTube channel, and I am so happy that you are joining us tonight. We have a special treat with Reuben Langdon coming up, and it's just a few. But while we're at it, please be sure to share this chat, and if you haven't done so, subscribe to Anime Matsuri's YouTube channel right now, and hit that bell button for all the notifications in the future. So thank you so much for joining me. If you notice, there's something different. So I'm going to get to that in a second. But welcome. This is your channel too, because there's a lot of you that is coming to Anime Matsuri, I bet. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for all the support that you've given to Anime Matsuri in the past several months that we've been doing these lives. And we're just so excited. It's so close, guys. Does anyone know how many days till Anime Matsuri? Tell me. And tell me if you are ready for Anime Matsuri 2019. It is coming up fast. We have some mods on the channel today, so just be sure to behave. We want to make sure that you have a good time, of course, and just join us now. Thank you so much for anyone that is out there. Welcome to Anime Matsuri's YouTube channel. Be sure to also follow us on all our social media on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram as well at Anime Matsuri. I am Deneice Leigh, founder and chairman of Anime Matsuri, and we have been quite busy here. Anime Matsuri is going on its 13th annual convention. It's going to start next week, June 13th to the 16th at the George R. Brown Convention Center in Houston, Texas. So welcome everyone and join me right now. Thank you. Love the support, and everyone here is really excited to have you for next week. I hope your cosplays are ready. I hope that you guys are getting all your outfits together. It is going to be a lot of fun and lots of activities. So be prepared. Be Anime Matsuri fit, because you are not going to be staying low key. You are going to experience everything you can possibly can for the convention. It lasts until 4 in the morning. We're the only event at the convention center that lasts until 4 in the morning. So I hope your energy is up and ready. So welcome. I want to say hi to a few people. Welcome, everyone. Brandon, Wonder Girl 60s, welcome. Thank you so much. Tug, welcome. Hey, Tug. Nice to see you on here. Welcome. Jason, the Wiener Dog Vlogs. What? 8 days. 8 days. That is correct. 8 days to Anime Matsuri. Lucky 8 in this, we're actually right here. Our headquarters is in Chinatown in Houston, Texas, and the number 8 is a very lucky day and lucky number. So, welcome. And golly, there's okay. Welcome, Sun, Erica, Little Tomato. And we have if you have questions for me during the live or for Reuben that's coming up, just be sure to ask us, and we do have our moderators, and I'm going to try to get to the questions as best I can. But after the chat with Reuben, make sure you stay on. I might have some questions for you and some updates for you, so please be sure to stay on afterwards for this live. Again, thank you. Yay, Justice is with us for any of the mod or questions for Anime Matsuri. We are really getting close, right? It is it's nutty here at our headquarters right now, because there's all kinds of department meetings left and right every single day. Again, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining Anime Matsuri's YouTube channel right now. Are you ready to chat with Mr. Reuben Langdon? Oh my gosh. And so this is actually going to be my first time meeting him when he comes to Anime Matsuri, and this is his debut at AM. So, all right. I hope he's ready to go. Yes, he is. Okay. Welcome, Reuben Langdon, to our chat.
Hello.
Hi. Oh my gosh. Look at you. It's nice and sunny over there.
It is. It's I'm in Big Bear, California, the highest point in Southern California,
Oh my
and
gosh.
we're at 7,000 feet. and nice and sunny. I mean, we did have some clouds earlier today, but yeah, beautiful weather up here. Nice and cool, not like down in the desert that's all
Oh my
around me.
God, it is hot here. It's been hot and actually started raining here. So, and I used to be from California, so I do miss the weather. That's definitely a miss over there.
For sure.
So, how are you?
I'm great. It's just it's been a crazy whirlwind of adventures for me, from traveling to everything. I don't know. It's hard to. I just got back into town. I was just at a convention last weekend down the mountain here
Ooh,
in Indian Wells, California, which is like near Palm Springs.
cool. What, what,
So that
what
was
kind of
fun.
things are you doing there? Panels and whatnot too, and autographs?
Well, that was a different kind of convention. It was called
Really?
it was called Contact in the Desert, and I sort of have two lives. If some of you who don't follow me or who do follow me know this already, I have my life in the video game and entertainment world as a stuntman and actor and performer and voiceover artist. But I also have this long life as over 10 years now as a ufologist, a person who
I
studies
I know.
ETs and researches the paranormal phenomenon.
I heard
And
about this, and we're gonna get to that a little bit. I'm so
sweet, sweet.
curious about that because, I mean, you're actual researcher of unidentified flying objects and extraterrestrial life. So I want to. Well,
Yes, hence the shirt. You know, I'm sporting the shirt today. Um, but so that conference down there in Indian Wells was devoted. It was, I think, it's now the largest UFO conference, in the world, perhaps.
wow,
And there was a lot of big revelations over the weekend. I don't know if anybody follows the Washington Post or New York Times, some of the biggest newspapers out there.
absolutely.
Their headlines are basically, if you do not believe in UFOs, then something's wrong with you. That was the headlines. Um, because now we have, the Navy pilots coming out. We have the Navy officially disclosing that these UFOs, they're not saying they're ETs, but they are saying
Mm,
they're not from this world. Well, they're UFOs, they're unidentified flying objects, and they're not from this world, which basically means, all right,
it's another. Is
it's
it? It
another.
is. It's another
And that's
being out
that's that's the official testimony, official
there.
now.
Wow.
So we are now in a what I call a post-disclosure world. We have, the president hasn't come on, and we haven't heard other uh, big officials sort of announce it, but you don't get much bigger than the Navy, right?
Yeah.
The
So
Navy
it's pretty
pilots,
official.
it's
It's
pretty
pretty official.
official. It's pretty official. So there's many other secrets that are still, being kept and hidden. And I've for 10 years have been researching that. So I was doing
Amazing.
some panels there and talking and hanging out with the crowds and sort
It's
of
a different kind of crowd.
it
Yeah.
there's some overlap.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I mean,
interested in that. I think
well,
I think a lot of our fans would be interested in that too. There's a lot of we are anime lovers, music lovers, game lovers, but at the
science
same time,
fiction,
yeah,
Star
science
Trek.
fiction,
We're gonna
exactly.
have Suru. I'm
Yes, Suru is gonna be on
when
Doug
I
Jones.
saw when I saw Doug Jones was gonna be on the lineup, I wet my pants. I was like, I'm gonna totally nerd out and geek out over him so much.
I
I
had a chat with Vic last week, and he
mhm.
said the same thing. He's like such a fan. You guys are
Yeah, yeah,
fans of each other. That's so
yes,
cool to me that, like these the level of talent that you guys are already. You guys are geeking out on each other. Is awesome.
totally, totally. Yeah, no, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm super excited.
Well, okay, so I wanted to something just came on
Okay,
where I need to actually explain something to our
sure.
fans that are coming on right now, which is if you guys notice something new, we have been approved by YouTube on our YouTube channel to have super chats, guys. So this is our first chat or first live that we've had super chat. So we're really excited, but we are actually really new to this as well. And I just want to put some guidelines real quick because I know that we got approved, but I didn't know if it was going to actually come on, and it actually did tonight. So thank you so much. If you notice, we started the super chats, and what it is that you are welcome to donate to the chat as we're going live, and there's comments or questions that you can put on there however you like. However, and it appears in different colors. So there's, depending on, I guess, the amount that you guys put, there absolutely no obligation for you guys to do this. You're welcome to do it on your own and donate to the super chat, and to this chat right here. And thank you so much for doing that. So already a couple of you. So I'm going to read out, what I'm going to do is read out your comments and questions on the super chat. And that's what I'm going to be thanking you for, and also being a part of this. But we do reserve the right to, not say certain things if it's obscene or too political. Okay, guys. So I just want to give you a warning about that. And so, Reuben, I don't know if you know
Yes.
about super chats. Is this
Yes.
your first time doing Google Hangout?
No, I've done
Okay.
Google Hangouts with super chats before, so I
Okay,
understand the
good.
process. Yeah, no
Okay,
problem.
good. This is our first time, so we're excited
Sure.
that this is happening to us. So it's kind of new for us. So thank you. Is it Linen 1999? Hi, Reuben. Can't wait for anime to start next week.
Yes.
Is the comment. Thank you so much. This is
Thank
really
you.
exciting. So this is going to be your first Anime Matsuri convention.
Yes.
And
Yes,
you
it is.
checked out the website apparently already.
Yes, I did. I saw
So
that.
so you're
Mr.
excited
Ben
about
Jones.
Doug, you said.
Yes, yes. I'm excited. And my old friend Vic, who I haven't seen in quite a while, so it'd be good to see him and
Yes.
touch base. And I have to. There's many others, and I should have checked the website
No.
before coming on
All
here.
this,
But
like several of the Star Trek Discovery
who else is
actors are
coming? Yeah,
coming.
they
So
are. Who else?
yes,
Discovery is my favorite show on TV. I love it. So I'm gonna be not only Doug, but who else is coming so I can nerd out on them too.
we have several. So we can put it on the real quick. I don't have the list in front of me right now, but we have 4 of them coming. We actually have also from Disney, this Disney animator, and gosh, there's so many. There's actually a lot of music. Do you like music?
Of course, yeah. Who doesn't like music? I don't know
We
anybody who
have
doesn't like
a
music.
lot of musical talents
Okay.
coming this year. It is a huge lineup of all sorts, and even a hologram concert. Yes,
From the artist from Japan?
so artists from Japan,
Oh, sweet. Yeah,
and
Mikuru or whatever her name is.
it's actually Iya. Iya is
Yeah, okay.
so this is the first time the area show is coming on, and it
Sweet.
is gonna be first time debut in for us in the US, the new
Sweet.
show. So
Nice.
it's one of those. But we have even K-pop we have lined up.
Wow.
You know how popular K-pop is nowadays internationally.
Yeah.
Actually, in Japan. Can I talk to you about Japan, because I know you've
Sure.
been to Japan?
Yeah, I was just there. I just lived there for the past 8 months, so I just got back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, my wife is Japanese, and we're still working on the visa process. So I spent a good 8 months there, and coming back and forth for work, but mostly we had an apartment living in Tokyo. So, and I had lived there previously for 5 years, so I'm
Wow.
very familiar with Japan life, and it's like my other neighborhood.
So you speak the language.
I speak fluent Japanese, yes.
It's so cool. I mean, and you
Yeah.
mentioned also earlier that you are a stuntman.
Yes.
So does that come in handy or what for your motion captures?
Oh yeah, I mean that's sort of in the beginning before motion capture became more of it before they started hiring just regular actors. They were actually hiring, guys like me that did the combination of acting and stunts, that more
Yes.
physical stuff. And they still do that a lot, my roles in the, games like Devil May Cry and
Absolutely. Of course, Devil May Cry.
yeah. And Resident Evil, they're very physical roles.
Yes.
So there's a lot of course, you can cast and do stunt doubles, but it's always better if in the motion capture space, if the actor can perform more of his own stunts, it helps out with a lot of helps out with the data and just the whole process. So yeah, so I get cast for those types of roles all the time.
we know that you're well known for that, but let's just make it official for those who are just coming on or don't know what your background is. You are very popular voice actor, motion capture actor, stuntman, and researcher also now.
Alien
uh,
researcher, yeah, we
alien
could
research.
add that to
Um,
the
but
roster
you
for
are
sure.
you have very iconic roles that you've played, and one of
Yeah.
them is Dante from Devil May Cry franchise and
Yep.
series, and that is probably for me. Everyone has always commented, "Dante's coming, Dante's coming." So
Yay.
for that, and then also your Ken Masters from Street Fighter,
Yep.
and you've done so many amazing roles, and then of course Chris Redfield
Hmm.
from Resident Evil. Now these
Hmm.
are very iconic characters. How do you breathe life into these characters, because it's very different for
Sure.
each role?
Um, well, let's see. I mean, the for Chris Redfield, I've been doing the motion capture, not the voice, just the motion capture for the past 20 plus years.
My
So
gosh, what
for
a
the first
history.
time, yeah, so the first time that Capcom even did motion capture for that character, I was called I performed that, and that sort of got my foot in the door with both motion capture and the role.
Hmm.
And ever since then, there's been the voice has they've changed the voice actors a little bit over the years, but they've kind of stuck with mostly with Roger Craig Smith.
Yes.
He's sort of the most well known Chris Redfield. And for me, I guess they've always liked my performances with him, and I bring in, even though I don't have the crazy muscles he's got, but
You look
I
very tall.
almost 6 foot,
Yeah.
5'11",
Okay.
and but just having that physicality, and I have weapons training. I have done stunts in that work. A lot of stunts in the military-esque. I get shot really well. I know how to dive roll with a gun and fly through the air and all that stuff. So just portraying that role is over the years, it's been a lot of fun. And
Oh, we got cut off there for a second. Oh,
all right, sorry, yeah, the call coming in.
that's
Um,
okay.
so sort of lost my train of thought. But sort of, yeah, just wearing that, it's like a different hat you wear,
Yeah.
putting that hat on, doing the Chris Redfield thing. Been doing that for many years, and then the Dante role came about, and then Ken Masters as well. That's just voice. I don't do any motion capture there. Not yet.
Not
Hopefully,
yet.
maybe in the future,
Right.
they might decide to do some motion capture stuff. But up until now, it's just been voiceover stuff. Yeah.
So, do you have to prepare yourself for these characters before you either voice or? I mean, I know that you have to. I guess when you do the motion capture, you have to actually prepare physically for it.
Hmm.
Is there like a process that you specifically do for each time you do a different role like this?
Maybe initially, yes, when I was, trying to find the character of Dante, there was a lot of different attitudes and things that I would try and present, until it took me a while to find them. And same with Chris. And with every rendition of the game, they have the character sort of changes slightly. It's usually a different time frame. The character's going through. You know, for example, in Resident Evil 6, Chris Redfield had sort of been washed up, drinking, and he'd sort of been depressed from
Yeah.
his days in working and trying to battle the Umbrella Corporation, and watching all of his friends and colleagues get eaten by zombies. So
It's kind
so
of depressing.
it's a depressing. So I had to find that version of Chris, and then luckily through the story he gets his mojo back, right, and he gets
Yes.
going, and he kicks the bottle, and he's able to to find get his go to the gym and get his big muscles back. And
Spoilers, guys.
yeah,
Spoilers.
well, it's been out for a while. I'm
I
sure
know
they've
for
already told.
those.
Yeah.
Now,
But yeah, no, it's for those characters that I've played over and over again, it's pretty easy for me just to sort of slide into that character.
that's
It
so
doesn't
cool.
take much preparation or anything. For new characters is usually where I'm like doing testing the waters and trying to find things. So
Now, are you usually any of the directors open because you're so experienced? Are they just
mhm.
open to your input, or do you have to actually go by direction?
Well, no, yeah, of course, it always helps to have the direction because they see the bigger picture of the story and how that version of the character will fit in, and it's great to work with good directors who are open to that. And luckily, I've had nothing but great experiences working with various directors. For Resident Evil and Devil May Cry, uh, I produced the cinematics as well as acted in them. So
Hmm.
having the producer hat, I had a little more say than maybe just a typical actor. Um,
See.
so I could help sort of find that. But yeah, even for Ken Masters, which I didn't do any producing work on, it's just working with the director and the director was Taliesin Jaffe for the first for Street Fighter 4,
Wow.
and he sort of had his instructions coming from Japan, and they had their vision, and then
Oh, yeah,
they kind of let there's many hats when you get
a lot.
a title that comes from Japan. You have the Japanese director, the Japanese game director, the all the producers involved,
Producers. Yeah, I was gonna
and
say
then
there's a lot.
they come and they hire an American director, an American producer, and then those guys get involved and they're trying to find a thing. So by the time it gets to me, in the voiceover booth, it's pretty solid. They got a good
Yeah,
idea and they've sort of figured it out. And then I try to just give them what they want,
that's
and then and obviously add my little spin. But they've gone through the process of auditioning and everything else. So by the time they've picked me, they're kind of like, yeah, this is we like just do what you do, and usually it's okay.
has it helped that you are fluent in Japanese?
I think it has. I think for
Mhm.
me, because a lot of these games, specifically Street Fighter, start out with the Japanese dub first, and like when we're in the booth, we have to listen to the Japanese, and we
Mm,
need to match They don't want us to copy it exactly, but they
right.
want us to match sort of the cadence, and like Shoryuken. That's a Japanese word, right?
Yes.
So it's dragon punch essentially, but they want us to match the timing the way the Japanese deliver it. So yeah, Hadouken, right? So speaking Japanese, those words are really easy for me because they're already part of my vocabulary.
Yeah,
So I don't have, and I know what they mean, and I can put the emphasis on those words already,
much
knowing
easier.
where it's at. So I think, yeah, I can blast through those, especially in the Street Fighter series. Those words I can blast through them pretty quickly.
Can you guys want to hear some of these words being that
Yeah,
he can we hear a little bit? Can we
I just did a few, but yeah.
Okay.
Tatsumaki Senpukyaku,
Yes.
and that's a tornado kick. But yeah, that's most people know that one. That was a mouthful. But yeah, there's Shoryuken, which there's I think there's like Shin Shoryuken or something. I've forgotten a lot of them. When you're in the booth, they have it either written down or it's on a screen. So, but
We
playing the games too. So
Do you play the games?
since we're on the topic of Street Fighter, I'm actually a huge Street Fighter fan,
Excellent.
and I don't know if you guys have this in the schedule, but it would be awesome if you did. I have I've been going to conventions, playing myself, not playing with myself, but playing myself, um, as
Uh-huh.
Ken Masters, against other people, other gamers. And I do a panel. It's kind of a panel where I'll challenge anybody. Set me
Mm.
up, bring the list, bring all of the best Street Fighter players you can come in, And if you beat me, then you get a prize. You get a
Okay. You
poster,
know
you
what?
get
We might hold you to
stickers.
that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I bring my case, but tell you what, I'm pretty good. So,
Oh, guys, are
I'm going to
you
brag a
ready
little
to
bit. I'm
go
going to brag a little
against
bit.
Reuben in our
Yes.
amusement hall? We have an amusement hall where
Oh,
we set
perfect.
up all the games and consoles and stuff like that. And we would love to have you be a part of that. Our gaming coordinators would be freaking out right now, like if we can put that in the schedule. So that would be
Please, please.
awesome.
And if there's any, I don't know if at this convention this time there's any other voice actors from the Street Fighter series, but I always like to challenge them as well.
Okay.
And
Hey,
I
you
make
might challenge Doug or something.
well, hey, if he plays Street Fighter, that whoa, what a amazing honor that would be. I might even let him win around. Um, but
Wouldn't that be fun?
but I make the claim, and this I still I'm haven't been able to prove this 100% because I haven't been able to challenge all the voice actors who play Street Fighter, right? But I make the claim that I'm the best voiceover actor who plays his own character in Street Fighter. And I know
Okay.
that's a long-winded thing to say.
I see what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, you're the best Ken for the role.
I'm the best Ken for not only for the voice, but I'm the best Ken player
Flair.
amongst voice actors. Okay, so you
Okay.
professional tournament Evo guys out there, you're gonna
Oh
come in and
my
kick my
God.
ass.
There
Totally.
are a lot of pros out there. I mean,
Yes, I know.
Japan and America.
Yeah, yeah. So totally. So I am not that level, but I am basic tournament level. I have played in tournaments before, and I haven't fully won them, but I've gotten like second to the best. Wait, maybe I
Sweet.
think I did win one tournament a long time ago, but that was like a small con in the middle of America somewhere. I don't know. But I'm a
Okay,
good.
I
So in
think
other
our
words, I'm a
fans are up for the challenge. Are you guys up for that challenge? Because that would be really, really cool to see you guys beat Reuben Langdon and get a prize. How about that?
yes.
We
I'll personally bring some prizes for you guys.
Oh wow, that's so sweet
Yeah,
of you. That'll be very cool, guys. So be prepared for that. We're gonna try to put that in the schedule for you guys and for Ruben. So that would be
sweet.
fantastic. I have a question from Ash Renee. Thank you for the super chat. It is will there be a booth or meet and greet for Ruben? Absolutely, there will be. It's going to be held in Hall E. We actually named this hall the Shibuya Crossing.
Oh, really?
Yes, and we're
Nice.
recreating our own version of Shibuya Crossing. We're going
Fun.
to actually have cars on the quote unquote streets of Shibuya Crossing,
Mm.
and that's going to be our car show.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of decked out Itasha cars in our Hall E, and Ruben is right next to that, guys. And he's down the ways of the other actors, but definitely he will have his own booth, and you're gonna get to meet him there and in his panels. So thank you for that question. I have a question from Kurono also. What do you have to prepare to play Chris compared to Dante? What do you
Hmm.
what's the difference there in preparation wise, I guess?
Well, Dante is, half human, half demon, right, in this world that, and he's always
Yes.
flying around and he's sort of light on his feet. So, so when playing Dante, I'm usually, I try to be light on my feet. My typical weight is around 165 pounds, 160 pounds. So
Yeah,
I'm
you're
sort
pretty
of
slender.
pretty slim dude. And that's sort of, that's what I feel good at when I doing my usual martial arts tricks and things like that. Um, so that's my standard. I'm standard is Dante weight, right? But whenever I play Chris, I because of his mass, even
Yeah.
though even though I there's no
Muscular.
way I'll ever get that big, I do try to bulk up a little bit, even if I put on 5, maybe 10 pounds,
Really?
which doesn't really visually, you can't really tell that much of a difference when I put that much weight on. But for me, just physically feeling that weight on my body
Wow.
helps me have a little more. It's just a consciousness around being heavier set,
Mm.
and the rest obviously is acting. But I do try to just if I have a Chris
So
Redfield
it's not just
role
mental.
coming.
You're physically trying to get into the role as well
For
with
sure,
Chris.
for sure. I mean, because it is motion capture, so motion capture is all about the physicality,
Mm.
and you want to make sure. I mean, for me, anyways, I just try to any little thing I can do to help. So yeah, I do try to put on some weight and eat a little more than usual, and then go to the gym a little more than usual, and then just bulk up a little bit.
See, guys, he does bulk up for his role. So, so
Nothing like the real Chris. Now, let me tell you, I mean, you're not going to find me, being that kind of hugeness, but it's more of a mental thing, really. Mental, and just having if if anybody puts on 10 pounds, you kind of know the difference between 10 pounds. You can feel it
right.
when you walk around. So it's that. I
Guilty
mean,
right here.
right. Exactly.
Well, we
Sometimes
have
it's good, sometimes it's bad.
right.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good for you, but not most of the time.
Yeah,
Cypher Warrior had a question.
sure.
What was your first voice role? And was it challenging?
My first like major role was Dante, and yes, it was very challenging because I had been more of the TV and motion capture and stunt roles. Those were sort of my major roles. So I didn't have a whole lot of voice experience. I had done some, what do you call it? I guess extra work,
Yeah,
or just some background stuff in some anime stuff in the past. I had a friend at the time who was producing a lot of anime, and
I
sometimes
see.
would call me in for an extra. He's like, "Hey, Ruben, you want to get some voice experience?" I'm like, "Yeah, totally." Um, so I never had any major roles until the Devil May Cry experience, and
Wow.
luckily for me, the director of that was Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who's a well-known
Yes.
voiceover director as well as a voiceover actress. She was Motoko in the Ghost in the Shell
I was gonna
series,
say
and
Motoko, yes.
she's badass. And er, Motoko and Elmeri, both of them are
Yes,
badass.
they're both bad.
They're all both badass. And Mary really just she I felt she went the extra mile to help me with that role. Like she really put everything she had, and I know I was a tough cookie to break, but
Mm,
I do owe a lot to her for her patience,
that's
and
so cool.
for her willingness to to be patient with me in the
The
booth,
process,
in the
yeah.
process, to this newbie voice actor who didn't know anything, and she's
Wow.
literally in the booth, breaking me down, getting me out of my head, getting me out of, because for me it was very intimidating,
Yeah.
this big role of Dante that up until then, it wasn't like it was the first time. There was already other renditions of the game. I came in from part 3.
Mm.
So yeah, I was nervous, man. I had
Wow.
stage fright for sure, and she helped me get through that a lot.
Well,
So
I have a question. So how was Devil May Cry 5 different
mhm.
from the rest in terms of what you did?
Well, Devil May Cry 5 actually had a stunt double. Well, I
Okay.
should say in 3 and 4 I actually had stunt doubles too, but there was the in 5 we had a limited time with the actors time in Japan.
Mm,
This time I wasn't a producer. For 5 I was just an actor. And I helped do some translations with the scripts and stuff on set just because it needed it. Um, so I was brought in, and with the rest of the actors, we got on the same flights. We did the motion capture out in Japan, and we kind of did our thing, and then we left right away.
wow.
Yuji, the cinematic director, has an amazing action team, and he basically had 3 days separate just for the stunts. So for a
Wow.
lot of for a lot of us stuff, he had already pre-planned all of this stuff out, and he's like, okay, the actors, we're just gonna bring them in, do their acting thing, and then send them away.
Mm,
Where for 3 and 4, we had a little more time, and there was a little more because there was a little more time on set
I see.
for the stunts and stuff. So us actors, we did more, I think, more stunts in 3 and 4, and then 5, I think it was just a time and scheduling issue.
I see.
Plus, I am getting a little bit older, so I don't mind. Hey, I don't mind
Hey,
if the stunt man can have a stunt double. I'll take it. That's Jackie Chan has
hey,
a stunt double,
yeah. I
even
would. I,
though he can do all of his own stunts and he's a master, he still has a stunt double because of, scheduling, and because some things are just too dangerous for him to
yeah, I
do.
was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of dangerous things with stunts, and you just don't know. I mean, there's huge liabilities and whatnot.
Right, because if many reasons, and even Tom Cruise does a lot of his stunts. But many reasons why they use a stunt double is because if for whatever reason the actor performer would get hurt, then what that would do is push the production budget and schedule, which would
Way
cost so much money, and for
absolutely
insurance reasons and all kinds of reasons, the
delays, all kinds of things.
delays, it would be a huge liability if the actors fully did all their stunts, especially the super dangerous ones. The little
Mhm.
stunts, they let the actors do. So, but anyways, I guess I just felt kind of like, oh wow, I've made it to Jackie Chan status, right?
Hey,
Where
you're up there
I'm a
now.
I'm a stunt man and I get my own stunt double. So yeah, talk about graduation. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool. I have a question for thank you, Killer Critic from
Mhm,
for the super chat for $5 super chat. Given how Bayonetta was made by Hideki Kamiya,
mhm.
what are your thoughts on Bayonetta and how would Dante and Bayonetta interact with each other?
Ooh, I don't know. Why don't we make a game and see what would happen?
Yee, guys, let's press on that, huh? That would
I
be really, really cool.
I actually had the honor to work on Bayonetta, the first one. Um, so the company I was with at the time, Just Cause, we had gotten contracted from Kamiya's company. What was it called? Um, I forget the name of his company at the moment. Somebody might in the chats might be able to put it in there. Um, but and Yuji was directing again, so a lot of this very similar taste to the Devil May Cry series, and I was helping with translations and coordinating and script stuff. So I was on set during the motion capture for
Ooh,
all of the
that's so
first
cool.
Bayonetta. After that, it went to other companies. But yeah, and at that time, I was already thinking, oh, wouldn't it be cool if
Hey, he thought
there
of
was a
that
crossover?
already.
Yeah,
Killer
totally.
critic.
And I'd been crossing my fingers, for a long time that maybe that may come true. That would be super sweet.
We need pressure from the fans
Yes, we
for
do. We
that.
do. Exactly.
I have a question from Sailor Mercury. Dante looks so different in Devil May Cry 5. Did you feel pressure to deliver the voice differently? That's a great question.
Yeah, I when we were doing the motion capture, the I don't think they had fully cast uh the the guy who they were scanning.
Hmm.
I forget his name. I should look him up. I know they did the casting for all the actors for the body scans
Yeah.
out of England,
Oh, I didn't know
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, so and it's actually cheaper for them now just
Mm,
to hire an actor, pay them some money, scan them in, and use that, than to try to have a animator create a lifelike with all the little details and the pores and everything else. That would take much longer and more money
mhm.
than to actually just hire an actor, scan them, and put them in the computer.
I'm
Uh,
old fashioned. I like the old way, but okay.
yeah, but the way the technologies and the details have come through is it's that's this is the age we live in now,
Yeah.
so
Maybe you have to
so
have both.
well, yeah, a mix. For the designs on Devil May Cry 4, that was sort of in that in between mode. But so I didn't really know exactly what Dante, other than sketches. I kind of
Mm,
saw him, a little bit older, a little more rugged, but I didn't really know what he was going to look like fully until much later, after, we did the motion capture 2 years prior to the game release.
wow.
So that's how long it takes to make these
Jeez.
things. And even then, that was probably another year of development, um, on the development team side for actually, hashing through the storyline and all that stuff. So, my portion guys, is just this much. You know, when I
Yeah.
come in and do my thing, there's so much work that goes into these games, especially a game like Devil May Cry and the Capcom staff. They put
Right.
so much, so many people put so much time and effort into these
There's so
things,
many details.
so many details, and
Mhm.
it's really sometimes I feel it's under appreciated. I get way too much credit for doing this much, as opposed to the
Oh,
bigger,
you're very humble.
no, no, no. I mean, and this goes into, the whole thing with, actors getting residuals for games and stuff like that. If they're gonna, this is my opinion, if actors get residuals for the games, they should give the programmers and the director and all
Oh,
these other people
credit
that
too.
spend 3 years of their life, 24 hours a day. They need to give them residuals as well.
Yeah.
And some actors may agree with that, some may not, but I do know, I'm bringing life to these characters, but it's truly these when it comes to games, there's so much that goes into it.
Well, I've
It's
been
hard to say it's one or the other, but it's this combination of the whole thing.
Right. I've been to E3 several times
Yeah,
in the past, and I know how much goes into producing, creating, developing these games. And the fans see the product, but they may not actually see the process. And
right.
it's actually very challenging. There's so many. There might be delays. There might be
Sure.
adjustments to
Yep.
things and the storyline and it's just the animation in general. You might go a completely different direction,
Yep.
and it's so
So many moving parts, right?
a lot of
And you
moving
and
parts.
you
Yeah,
change one little thing and it affects the whole thing. So
yeah.
there's a lot of planning that goes into these things.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
spoke about E3. You're actually gonna be at E3 next week, and you guys,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but Ruben is going to be at E3, and he's gonna be coming straight from E3 to Anime Matsuri, and you're not even gonna be able to get there until Friday, actually.
Yeah,
So
unfortunately.
yeah, so we had
Unfortunately, I
the
am attending to some clients
yes,
who are coming from Japan on for the E3 experience, and
yeah,
the soonest I can break away from that obligation would be Friday morning. So I'm going to get on a
yes,
plane, or Friday early afternoon. I'm going to get
yes.
on a plane and then come see you guys. Otherwise, I'd be there to see you guys much sooner.
Yeah, so that is
But
that
yeah,
is technically and actually officially a change in our schedule for
mm,
you in
okay.
particular. So, guys, we just want to also inform you right now that because of Ruben's hectic schedule with E3, we are going to be needing to change one of his panels from Friday. I think it was scheduled initially at 4 p.m., but we're going to move that along. And so just wait for that change to happen. So we really appreciate your patience on that. But
I
sometimes
did.
these things have to be adjusted for you too. So we really appreciate you even coming to Anime Matsuri, much less trying to make way for us. And I really appreciate. I think the fans will definitely take part in it. So we do apologize, guys, but at the same time, we want to accommodate all our guests as much as possible. So please
And
be
I appreciate that, because when you guys first reached out to me, I thought, oh, I'm not going to be able to do it because
right.
I've got the E3, and you guys were so nice to say, oh, it's okay, you just finish that up and come a little late. And I'm like, oh, I can do that. Is that okay? So
Well,
yeah,
we're very
thank you.
flexible with our guests. So we I think this is such a treat for the fans this year to have you at Anime Matsuri, and that's why we wanted to accommodate as best we could. So yes,
Appreciate it.
guys,
Thank you.
this is going to be a treat. Now, what other panels will you be doing? Right. So I actually have one of the. We mentioned earlier in the chat that you are like a UFO extraterrestrial researcher. And there
Yes.
is a panel called What is Reality, guys? What is reality? Can you tell us more about that? I heard it was like when science fiction becomes science fact,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes. So through my wacky experiences in this UFO world,
Uh-huh.
it's made me question, what is our reality? What is this fabric of space-time existence that we live in? What dimension is this? And
Hmm.
how can things like that be possible? Because just really quick, I had some really out there experiences when I saw these ships in the sky, and it started to make me question everything, like what we've been told. How does this existence work? So I started diving deep into physics, quantum
Mm,
physics,
wow.
into the latest breakthrough technologies,
So
and
you're a
how
smarty
do they
pants,
work.
really, in real
Well, I mean, I wasn't before. I was just a dumb stuntman before, but but I started diving in and researching, a little over 10 years ago, heavily into um, the matrix of reality. And what I've been finding, as with mainstream breakthroughs in research and different technological discoveries, is we really truly live in a reality far different than one that has been just described to us or taught to us in school. The newest things that we're learning in modern day schools and universities
Mhm.
are sort of up to date, but we're,
Yeah,
we're working with an old playbook. And so in this
it
panel,
is true. A
what I
lot of old books. Yeah.
old books that are way outdated, and
Mhm.
we have day after day we have scientific discoveries. We just had last week the Navy confirm that UFOs are real, right, guys? Okay. So
Right.
we these types of things, and just 2 years ago we had the discovery of time crystals, which I get into in my panel. And there's a lot of really interesting things that are constantly in develop that most people, unless you're a crazy UFO reacher like me, don't really pay attention to. So what I do is I bring all this into a panel,
Mm,
and I sort of re-educate folks about, like, Nikola Tesla, and his work in frequencies and electricity and energy.
yes.
And
I
we
just read
go,
about Nicholas Tesla, actually.
yeah,
Yes.
and a lot of people. I was just at a high school a couple of weeks ago, doing a little presentation, and I asked, there was about 50 students, and they were, upper level students, and I said, "Hey guys, how many of you guys have heard of Nikola Tesla?" Only one hand went up in the room.
See?
And they're not, so I'm sure our viewers here probably know who he is, but this is the guy that transformed our reality as far as
Reality.
this discovery of AC current,
Mhm.
radar technologies, remote control. There's so many patents that this guy has developed. Most
Lot.
people don't even know the name. So
Yeah.
I dive into all of this in my panel, and I sort of bring it all together to then basically show where maybe the next 10 years of projection of where we're going with our technologies and what's available now, where we're going. And
Mhm.
basically, we've teleported objects. We have been able to travel faster than the speed of light. We have been able to break all of the constructs of what are traditional reality, what we're presented in reality in our school book form. So it's a fun educational panel, um, and
That's
it's
what
I
I enjoy about it. I mean, I
yeah.
tell the audience, if you've seen guys in my past lives, I've mentioned, like, I'm hugely into documentaries and stuff. So
Hmm.
this is kind of like that, in the sense that,
Yeah.
I'm learning so much about it. And then you also mentioned in the description, it's like the pursuit for truth, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I really
Absolutely.
enjoy that part of the description, because aren't we all trying to, like, know what really is out there, and
Exactly.
learn from
And
it.
and when we have a base to when we understand that, okay, these things are possible, and then we can, what I say is, give us a language,
Hmm.
a new ground to step off of. Because if you don't have an understanding of things, then yeah, if I say UFOs are real, you're gonna be like, what kind of Kool-Aid is this guy drinking? Jesus, you know. So, but if I give you a context of where it's physically possible and how we understand physics in this day and age, then you might rethink, and you may not be so judgmental of that statement.
Yeah.
So I do at the very end mention ETs a little bit, but it's really not about ETs.
Right.
It's really about science. It's a science it's a science panel.
It is an educational panel, and
Yeah.
we're actually, a lot of it, as exciting as Anime Matsuri is and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of things that people want to learn
Mhm.
during the whole convention too. I mean, it's all about experience and actually finding, what you're really into. And so this might spark someone's interest, to
Right.
to learn about this stuff and know about it. And actually, it's just an eye opener for probably for many. So I think you guys, if you can check this panel out, that would be fantastic. I know you guys are. I know you guys love Dante and and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah,
But
for sure, for
there's a
sure.
panel for that.
Yeah, we'll have time for that, I'm
We'll
sure.
have
Yeah.
time for that, but this one is, I think, for me, I would love to be in it, and sort of, just an eye opener and learn things. I'm always grasping about learning it.
Well, and we have in our mainstream media, Star Trek, Discovery,
Yes,
especially, there's
yes,
so many nuggets. They talk about the mycelium network. This is an actual thing,
it
guys.
is. Yeah,
Dr. Stamets is based on the real guy, Paul Stamets, who is a real mycelium, the head of mycelium studies in so many areas and has all these patents.
yes.
He's developed a mycelium extract that can be used to eat oil spills and turn oil spills into non-toxic edible oyster mushrooms.
Wow.
And he has and this technology exists, and this is, even though it's biological, I still call it a technology, because we could literally save the world with Paul Stamets' work, who Dr. Stamets in Star Trek. So when our science fiction mirrors our real life,
Yes.
and these are the types of subjects, I'm geeking out about Star Trek right now.
Hey, you know
Like I
what?
said,
It is kind of like reality, and
Mhm.
it's so I totally agree that you're learning, but it also is factual.
It's factual, and that's what makes it fun. That's why Star Trek, you can stay engaged with shows like Star Trek, because even though it's way out there, they're still grounded in a lot of their ideas, and they base a lot of their science fiction on what is actual reality.
Okay, there's several questions. I'm actually a little bit behind right now.
Sure.
Okay, so Arlena Bloodgrave, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says here, "Hey Ruben, it was awesome to meet you at MomoCon and that you liked my DMC OC. Curiosity killed the cat
Oh, okay. Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
this, but how often do you see fan art of your characters with OCs or fan art in general?"
I do see a lot of fan art, and yes, I do remember who you are now. Thank you. And the OC, there is a bit. There's a great guy on. I'm blanking on his name. He's from France. He's an artist, and he makes this alternative universe where Chris Redfield is gay. And I
Whoa.
know, I I know, and but he hit me up and he said, Ruben, what do you think of this? The artwork and the storytelling is so compelling and it's so
Wow.
good. It's so amazing that I'm like, dude, I'm not gay, but I respect everything you're doing. And this is amazing stuff. And I retweet a lot of his stuff just because
Wow.
he should work for Capcom. I told him,
Wow.
I said, you are so good. You should go apply for a job at Capcom. And I think he just loves doing what he does in his free time. But yes, I get fan art a
Yeah.
lot, but there's some really exceptional artists out there, and just following their joy, and
Yeah.
that's why I say, hey, dude, take Chris Redfield, put him in whatever thing you want. That's why it's called fan art. That's called
Yes.
why it's the fan. What Capcom does, we have to respect what they do, and we can't force them and say you should do this or that. We can suggest, but
Yes.
these properties are their babies, and we need to respect that. But if it's a fan art and you're not charging money and it's your thing, and it's you're doing your thing on your side and you're just loving the
You're not mass
characters,
producing anything,
right?
so
You're
yeah.
not mass producing, and you're not doing it in an evil
No
way,
way,
though
right.
some people might see that as evil. Please,
Yeah.
I hope they don't. But it's a great thing for fans to be able to have an opportunity to explore other alternate universes with these characters and do things, and I'm a big proponent for that. So
Be
yes, absolutely, thank you so
It's a
much for.
compliment, isn't it, too,
Yeah,
to the
absolutely.
franchise?
Absolutely, and I think Capcom gets that. I really do. I think they they have it's a fine line to walk. You can
Yeah,
only encourage it so much before it starts hurting
correct,
your own
correct.
property. But I
Absolutely.
think they don't shut it down per se in a
Mhm.
lot of ways, because yes, it's a homage. It's lifting their property up as long as it's done in good taste.
I agree with that completely. So, there is a question from Little Tomato. What is your necklace?
Oh, this guy. This is a long story, but really quick. So this is I think it might be hematite. I forget the exact
It's
crystal,
beautiful.
but it's special because I have a mad scientist friend named David Sereda, and he's got a patented way to take frequencies and code them in a laser and then shoot those lasers into this crystal, which then holds that frequency.
What?
So when I tested this, so most, you know how you can take a voltage meter
Okay.
and if you check, you take the voltage meter and you check different points to get the voltage out of it. Maybe people know this, maybe they don't, but we conduct electricity. Human beings we're walking
Energy.
batteries.
Yes,
Yeah.
energy.
I
Mhm.
mean, what is a battery? A battery is alkaline water with some sort of minerals inside, right? So lithium batteries, right? With a
That's us.
charge that create, yeah. So and then those two, the liquid and the lithium creating a charge creates electricity. So we, being walking batteries ourselves with bones, and our bones are filled with minerals, and our blood is alkaline and moving, we conduct electricity. So if you take a voltage meter and if you wet your fingers and you hold the tips of it, you can actually get a reading on the voltage meter of how much voltage you're producing with your natural state in your body.
Science right here
Right.
in this chat.
And so with this pendant, um, we all resonate at a different frequency. Each one of us has a different vibrational frequency. And I know that sounds like woo-woo, but if you look into Nikola Tesla, he's saying the same things. And
Different
you can
wavelengths. Yeah.
different wavelengths. So what to test this, I took my voltage meter, squeezed it between my fingers and this, and then the voltage meter actually goes way up. So this is actually helping my body produce higher voltage. Now, this may not work with every person because
Wow.
I tested other crystals that had been zapped with other frequencies, and everyone tested at a different voltage rate. This was the one that resonated with me and helped my body produce more electricity. So
Wow.
this is not just a pendant for show, but it's actually helping my body produce more electricity, more alkaline, to be more in this universe and connected and healthy and
Whoa.
strong,
I
which
am
then,
blown away by this. I
well,
need to get one.
and then if you know about like alkaline water, we've been hearing, drink alkaline water because it keeps the nasty diseases and keeps you from getting sick and these kinds of things. So when you alkaline your blood, when you alkaline yourself by not only drinking water, but by raising your voltage of electricity with a pendant or with breath work or meditation or yoga, then you can help keep yourself in a state um, primeness, right? And keep dis-ease away.
Oh, I need to do that more. Oh my God, I didn't even know that like it actually exists. So
Oh yeah.
where did you get it though? Or
I,
is there a certain
So David Sereda, I think if you Google his name, David Sereda, he might have I think his website, davidsereda.net. He sells these pendants on his website.
so you
So I
actually
just gave a
tested
little promo.
yourself.
Luckily for me, because I was hanging out with him at his house, I said, "Hey Dave, before I drop, I think they're like $400." I said, "Before I drop $400 for a pendant,
Oh
I need to test every single one you got in your house." And
gosh.
so I tested like 10 different types of crystals, and then we had them. I did some testing with the frequencies as well that he uses, and we zapped this with some cool
Wow.
cosmic frequencies.
That's so awesome. I'm like super fascinated right now with that. And it's beautiful too.
Oh,
It's
thank you. Yeah, it's great.
That's a good question. Thank you so much for that question, Little Tomato. Dana Trammell asks, "What do you think about the Ancient Alien series?"
I personally, I've only seen a few episodes. Well, I should say I've seen season one, and they had me on season one. Okay, Ancient Aliens, it's a thing. It exists. I haven't needed to watch it since. A lot of my colleagues and friends who I work with and do research with in the UFO community are on the series all the time. They've actually licensed footage from me from an event I produced called the Citizen Hearing. So I think they're doing great work. I love the show. I believe in ancient aliens and the ancient alien theory. It's the research and study that I've done sort of proves that to be true. I can't agree with everything they say, so
Yeah.
don't say that I'm, Ancient Aliens. It's all true. It's from my. I'd have to. I've done research on specific subjects that they've introduced. Some of it matches up. Most of it matches up that I've studied. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that they go into that I haven't studied that I'm not able to validate. So I can't. Don't put me on the record as saying all of Reuben says it's all true.
No.
But who knows? It may be. It may be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, it's a great series.
Well, your shirt matched exactly what you were talking.
Exactly. By the way, this is a crop circle. This was a crop circle that landed on my birthday 2 or 3 years ago in
What?
in in England. It was July 19th. I should know the year. I think it was 2000, maybe 16 or 17. This crop circle landed. So my friend made for my birthday
That
the
is awesome.
made this T-shirt for me and sent it to me. So
How
yeah,
cool is that? Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, and we really appreciate. It's almost been an hour. Can you believe it
wow,
that we've been talking?
flies by.
It's super flying by. Well,
Yeah,
I just want to say a little bit more that
sure.
Ruben's panels are going to be excellent, guys. So make sure to put it on your schedule if you haven't done so already. We'd love to see you at his panels and learn and just actually be part of his resume that he's been doing all this work for, and actually you have so many fans from all over the world. What is one of the most I guess best learning experience from the fans that you believe, because we do all this for our fans, and so
Sure.
having guests like yourself and doing the convention in general for the fans. I mean, what do you appreciate about what the fans do for you?
Oh man, just it's just the love for the characters and the love for me for portraying the characters. Um, I feel it, I definitely feel it, and I feel the appreciation, and I feel
Doesn't that
everything
help
that.
you? Doesn't it help you go forward?
Absolutely, it's my motivation for doing a lot of what I do. So I appreciate the fans, and I always have an ear. So if anybody has issues, because I get trust me, as we just did, I do get out there with my ideas and views, and if you disagree with it, I respect that. I'm not going to fight you on it or anything else. And if you want more insight on some of these ideas, I don't mind taking the time. And a lot of people hit me up on Facebook all the time, and I'll take the time to try to explain something if somebody has questions, or if I can steer them in a
So cool.
direction where they want to know. So I try to make myself as approachable as possible to the fans, and because I do understand the importance. Like I wouldn't exist without the fans. Seriously,
This is true.
it's
tell them all the
you
time.
know
It wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here where we are. Yeah.
Exactly. So I wouldn't have this conversation. I wouldn't be being invited to Anime Matsuri. So I'm super, super appreciated to all the fans out there, and to all the support and everything you guys do. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we so look forward to having you at Anime Matsuri. And we really appreciate your time, and especially being able to come from going from E3 to us next week. So
It's gonna be a tough week, but
it's
I
gonna
got it.
be
I got it. I got
you
it.
got it. Okay, you're gonna get a lot of energy and
Yep.
love from the fans too. So
Lots of
thank you.
bulletproof coffee, maybe a couple pendants.
Bring them all.
I'll bring them all on. Yes.
Well, thank you, Ruben. You
All
can
right.
at your convenience, you can sign off. But guys, give him some love. Thank you so much for being a part of this live. Thank you, and
All
we'll
right.
see you next week at Anime Matsuri 2019.
Sounds like fun. See you there.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my goodness, guys. Thank you so much. I'm getting a little bit warm. That was really, really cool, guys. I hope that you were able to talk to him by just listening actually too, because that was a lot of information, and he's such a great guy. He's so humble and so down to earth. Actually, I forgot to mention that my cousin actually knows him as well from work with him, and gosh, he is like so well rounded. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, Ruben, again, for joining our chat tonight. I hope you guys learned something, because I sure did. there was a lot of alien stuff, but I'm so fascinated. So I don't know if you guys were fascinated by that as well, but that's so cool. I can't wait for him to come to Anime Missouri. This will be my first time meeting him at the convention as well. So I'm so excited to do that. And you guys can meet Reuben during the convention starting Friday. He will be coming in kind of late afternoon, early evening, again, straight from E3. So we will be moving his panel from Friday late afternoon, maybe later in the evening or somewhere else on the weekend. So please be sure to make sure that you guys get updated on the schedule. And I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the app to to go live. We are too. We're very excited that the app is anytime now. Unfortunately, once we put it out there to be live, it's out of our control. So we're just waiting for it to become live through iOS and Android. So just please be patient. We're trying to be patient about it too, and for sure it should be any time now. So thank you very, very much. And this is our first time doing super chat, and I really appreciate everyone that has put a super chat in for us. We will be adjusting. This is our new to this, so we weren't sure how it was going to be done and whatnot, but we're learning along the way, and we might be adjusting some guidelines for that in the future. So stay tuned. I can take some questions right now. I didn't realize we were talking that long. That was actually pretty fun, and he's so like easygoing. I was told that he's very down to earth, and I can totally see why. And he's so likable. So I hope that you guys enjoy meeting him. Get your autographs from him at his booth. Again, it's going to be in Hall E next to the Shibuya Crossing, along with Vic and other actors like Doug Jones and whatnot, and Mario Castañeda, all the other voices and actors in that row. There's a lot of them coming. Ellen Kim, I know a lot of you have asked about that for some updates, and we are going to be updating Ellen Kim information for you, and she is coming to Anime Matsuri starting Thursday. So we're just finalizing that for you right now. Okay, I have something special that just came in. Literally, if you've been following me on my Instagram story, so much came in today for the convention, all sorts of things. But specifically today was Godzilla stuff. Yeah, it was like a whole van full of stuff for the Godzilla store. And I have something, again, I promise you guys, if it comes in, I'm going to show you, which it has, which is our big bag that all the super pass holders get. And I just want to show you this. And before I do that, real quick, super pass. I know we sold out, but I'm going to be able to announce something very special for anyone who wants a super pass. And that is, we are going to add 10 more super passes to the convention's list. So it is going to go live. I think, you know what? I think can you check? Can we check real quick when it's going to go up? I think maybe immediately after this chat. So it's going to go live for those who would like a super pass. There's only going to be 10 more of them. I might actually announce this in the morning because it's not fair for those who aren't in this. But just FYI, look out for the announcement. We'll tweet about it and whatnot. So for those who would like, and I know there's a demand for it, some people were really bummed that we sold out. So we're going to add 10 more, just 10 more super passes for those who really, really want a super pass. And there's lots of cool stuff for super pass, including the super pass lounge this year, which is new. You get your own goodie bag, which I'm about to show you what it looks like. And there's some things in there that you're gonna enjoy for at the convention. You get your own lanyard and badge. You also get a t-shirt, guys, an AM shirt, and of course, priority access to all things at the convention. So super pass holders, so lucky this year. But For those who want a super pass, you are welcome to get another one or get a new one. There's only 10 we're going to add again. Okay. So here it is. This is, look how big this is. This is our super pass bag. And the other side, of course, is bum bum Godzilla. Look how big this is. I mean, I'm gonna try to stand up. See, it's like covering 3/4 of me. And it's pretty big. I'm gonna try to open it. And on the side, has on the side, and it's upside down, I know, but it's pretty big. I can definitely fit in it. Yes, for those, there are going to be limited number of this. Super Pass holders, you definitely get one. And for those who actually want one of these, you can purchase this at the Anime Matsuri booth. It's going to be $10 at the Anime Matsuri booth. So check it out. Our big, cool goodie bag for you Super Pass holders. And featuring Godzilla. Now, we had to go through a lot to get this right here. So I hope you guys take advantage of it. Toho had to approve everything, and they actually love this. So we're excited to have that featured for you guys at the convention. And speaking of convention, make sure you have your pass ready. If you're telling people about it, your friends are coming, your family, your coworkers, we'd love the support and just to tell everyone about it. It's coming up fast. 8 days, guys, 8 days and counting. Are your cosplays ready? What are you cosplaying? Tell me. But if you haven't done so, be sure to also go into our official group. There's all kinds of advice, information for you on our Facebook official group. Be sure to join it. If you are following us on Anime Matsuri, be sure to do that on our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and just get updated. And soon enough, our app will be live for both Android and iOS. Okay, so be in the know, be updated, and we are definitely counting down with you guys, and we're very nervous. We have a lot to do and a lot to prepare for, and we're so excited that all our guests are getting really pumped up for this, and they're finding their schedules, they're doing this and that for you guys last minute to prepare for one of the biggest events. And also a lot of them are coming for the first time to not only Houston, Texas, but the US. So it is a very exciting time for a lot of our guests. And again, it's going to be a big year for us. Lots of new things to see. Wait until you see this exhibit hall, guys. It is going to be so incredible. So stay updated, connect to our all our social media, and be sure to be in the know. Okay. Thank you for joining me tonight. We did go over a little bit of time with my chat with Reuben, but thank you again, Reuben, for being a part of this. I hope that you guys had a glimpse of how he is and how he's going to be at the convention, and you get to see him in person. So be sure to support him and the rest of the actors and celebrities coming to Anime Matsuri. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Take care, and I will be seeing you very, very soon. Okay. Also follow me on all these social media at Trinity Reloads. All right. Until then, always stay nerdy. Okay, guys? Talk to you later. I think we have to turn it off ourselves.
I'll go over there.
Justice has been here. Okay, guys. We'll see you very soon. And then again, thanks for all the super chats tonight, too. I really appreciate it. And we all do here. All the proceeds from the super chats goes to the planning of the convention, and that's what we're going to be doing from here on out for all of them. Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Stay nerdy.